A tall rectangular window runs from floor to ceiling at one end of the landing, and the view goes on for miles. But not like back home in Langewick, she notes smugly, not the open sea. Instead, flat marshland spreads out before her, a flock of something that looks like dunlins to Karen, are moving restlessly in the spring twilight. For a moment she wonders if the house's owner has a genuine interest in waterfowl, or if the big brass telescope standing firmly on 3 wooden legs by the window is simply a piquant interior design feature. "Hello, Luna, are you here?" she calls out again and knocks on the nearest door. She pushes the handle down and looks into what appears to be a study. Empty. She moves on, knocks, waits, and opens. 4 bedrooms, all of equal size and seemingly equally unused. She continues towards the end of the hallway. Another quick knock before she pushes open the double oak doors. The room must be at least 500 square feet. She notes the giant bed neatly made with the bedspread folded down over the foot of the bed. She registers the sliding wardrobe doors covering the entire length of the wall on her left, the sofa, armchairs and wall-mounted TV on her right, and the white gossamer curtains billowing in the breeze from the open balcony doors, straight ahead. A few quick steps, and then relief. Luna's body is not lying crushed on the stone patio below, nor is she passed out in the adjoining bathroom. Karen concludes after popping her head in. She studies the jumble of toiletries on the shelf above the double sinks, 3 still damp towels on the floor, used facial wipes and cotton swabs in the bin. A transparent plastic tampon wrapper has fluttered off course and settled on the floor. She steps back into the bedroom and thinks that at least someone was here recently. Rows of white clothes in the closets, a handful of books on the nightstand, a bone-white jumper thrown over the armrest of the sofa. There can be no question that this is where Luna has been sleeping. Although maybe not last night, Karen thinks with a glance at the bed. The room is slightly messy, but nothing compared to her own home, and definitely not in a way that suggests a struggle of any kind. She exits the bedroom and walks back along the landing to the large window. On a whim, she grabs the telescope, angles it down a little and presses her eye against the eyepiece, but she sees nothing but darkness. She fiddles with the focus knobs, but soon gives up. Instead, she leans over the cast-iron banister and looks down at the ground floor, which seems to consist of a single open space with a kitchen at one end and a living room at the other. The only delineation between the two is provided by a brick fireplace that looks as if it can be enjoyed from either direction. 3 creamy white leather sofas form a horseshoe in front of the fireplace. On the coffee table in the middle, a few half-empty glasses and bottles surround an overflowing ashtray. A couple of the newspapers stacked next to them have slipped down onto the rug. Leo is standing with his face pressed against the glass patio doors, looking out into the garden, while Corey has sat down on the stool by the grand piano at the other end of the room. Another ashtray and 2 glasses are sitting on the mirror-black surface. Corey is running his hand through his hair again and again, peering up at the first floor. When he spots Karen, he quickly gets up and spreads his arms queryingly. She shakes her head. All 3 of them move out onto the patio and sink onto blue American Adirondack chairs. Together they go over what they've seen or not seen. No phone, no handbag, not the flowing white dress Luna wore at the studio. At least not so far as Karen could tell from her quick inspection, but who knows, she thinks to herself. The rows of outfits were confusingly similar, at least as far as colour goes. Maybe there had been even more clothes and she'd taken some with her. Had she left willingly, or had she been forced to? By something or someone? No sign of a struggle, nothing to indicate violence or kidnapping. On the other hand, nothing to preclude those things either.